Do you actually believe that anybody in TPUSA or Erica Kirk or Erica actually participated, had foreknowledge of, or facilitated the murder of Charlie Kirk?
I'm not going to get myself into a legal pickle here.
Oh my
Everything
God!
That is on my podcast. I think,
Guys, hey, if you're out there saying it's clear Erica or TPUSA did it, guess what?
If I was
Candace won't say it.
Final thoughts, I'll come to you first.
Yeah, she had nothing. Just nothing. For all of her claims of Patsy, nothing. She didn't have a single claim. She didn't have a single solid piece of evidence. She had no positive evidence Israel's involved in anything. No positive evidence that France is involved in anything. No positive evidence TPUSA is involved in anything. No positive evidence that Erica Kirk is involved in anything. When I ask her about her claims about Erica Kirk, yeah, it's just funning. It's just funning, you know? Or, yeah, I do think that she needs to sit down and ask some questions, but, or answer some questions, but you know what? I don't even know if she has. Like, maybe she has. I have no idea. Yes, I'm going to have an official timeline with unconfirmed evidence. That's just fine. Hey, it's hearsay. If that's good enough for the state, it's good enough for me. But my biggest problem with the state is that they're admitting all this hearsay. It's like she's a contradiction machine. On top of all of this, the thing that I wanted to get out of this more than anything else was to just demonstrate one thing. Yes, it's true. I'm not perfect on the case. I'm not going to ever pretend that I am, and never did. But what has been made very clear to me is that there's nobody with an alternative theory that has any evidence for it at all. None. Zero. Do you have any positive evidence whatsoever that Israel killed Charlie Kirk?
Well, I couldn't say Israel was on the ground and shot and killed Charlie Kirk. I would say that there are various things that we're trying to establish, one being a motive. And since I don't believe that Tyler Robinson and his transferee is a convincing motive.
Okay, extreme fact check, mission control. We have so many of the Israel clips.
Politics,
get the best one to Gerald.
He never spoke about with him. Nor do I believe that he was, so into LGBTQ issues, since Lance testified they never spoke about LGBTQ issues, that he stopped and ate at Chick-fil-A, which if you are into LGBTQ issues, wouldn't be your lunch before you kill Charlie Kirk for LGBTQ issues, because,
No gays ever eat at Chick-fil-A.
Oh my God.
As I feel like
Fact check false.
Like I said, you don't get to for an hour and a half.
But the question I'm asking is about positive evidence.
I'm telling you that in any case, establishing a motive, and again, I already explain this at the top of the show, but the reason why people find Israel to be an interesting question is because, truthfully, Charlie's perspectives were changing on Israel.
Just to be clear, she said,
and he was starting to realize
Lance said they never discussed it.
Pressure was being put on not just our government.
Sure, Lance Twiggs and Tyler Robinson never discussed LGBTQ issues. They were just fucking.
People had come out and been honest about that,
you don't talk
rather
about it, you just do
than
it.
rabid claiming he never
Roommates
flinched
dating, but you understand the
and everybody's lying and this is not true. You would probably have people that just go, that's life. People change their opinions.
I understand.
And then there was the rabid, not even that, it's like everything was about trying to convince the public how much he liked it.
So then other than intuition, how you feel about things, do you have any evidence Israel was involved in killing Charlie Kirk?
I have already said, and if you're watching my show and the context of what I said, this is the general sense of why people think Israel's involved.
No, how about why right now? You have made the claim right now. Is there any evidence?
Israelis.
This is important, guys. Hey, everyone out there, she's your champion.
Who I think would have the right to assert it, noted that there were 12 Israeli cell phones on the ground that day. I think most people would like to probe that. Now, it could be maybe they were students, and there were Israeli students in Utah that day. But we'd like to probe that narrative because what we've seen after coming from the Israeli government, the Israeli prime minister, kind of denying that he did it, which wasn't really necessary, was quite busy. The phone call that happened, which no one wants to discuss, in the Hamptons the week prior, or not the week prior, I think it was around August 5th or 6th that took place. And again, the almost desperate lies about Charlie shifting opinion on Israel lead us to believe that there could be an Israeli angle in this. But we cannot say for certain.
There were never any shifting opinion on Israel. Charlie Kirk's opinions shifted on Israeli donors, which, by the way, I absolutely believe is true, is why I decided to never go the 501c3 route. Don't like those donors.
You want to say, however, positive, negative, however you want to say it.
Well, like positive evidence would be a conversation. Material evidence and other evidences, which would
what we've said is on our show is what we said, which is this
any of it
feels
have your fact checkers break up what you said.
Conspiracy building. There's no reason to lie about these things, and yet people are lying. BB ain't acting right. the Hamptons thing was weird, and the way they tried to shove the Israel narrative down our throat immediately. I mean, the day he died, posting a picture of him with an American and Israeli AI'd photo on the president's feed doesn't feel right.
Via who? My guess is Pierre. Erica. I think that there's a reason Pierre knew that Charlie was dead first. I think there's a reason he was a priority. How? Why? I think France and Israel are involved in Charlie Kirk's assassination. And I'm going to put that out there with full confidence.
Okay.
I also...
I understand. Yeah. So you think, you with full confidence, you think that,
I think
that
Israel's
France
involved.
and Israel...
Yeah, I wasn't the person that gave me that thing that I reported.
Can we play back what she just said there, where she didn't? She just said things aren't right and other people are.
Again,
she said France, Israel involved. I'll put that out with full confidence. She is. Maybe at the end of this, we could have her contradicting herself throughout this thing. Come on, we actually want truth. Asking questions.
Why express that confidence to the public as opposed to just being like, we don't know yet. I feel confident he's involved. They made an arrest.
I don't understand, how would any of this make her complicit and in what?
Well, I've already told you. She's complicit in trying to fool the public into thinking this is some open and shut case.
Erica Kirk should be dragged into a police precinct for questioning. Like I said, you can show me the person who disagrees with me on that.
Explain to us what she is trying to paint here, where preliminary hearing versus the actual trial, because that's a very important distinction, right? He was trying to say, well, this is what's being presented at the, for example, reasonable hearsay. Explain to us what a preliminary hearing is, what it's designed to do, what prosecutors wouldn't do, what defenses maybe would do, in contrast to a trial.
Right. So Candace basically got it exactly backwards.
Okay.
So she's arguing, like, where's the smoking gun? Where's it? You're not going to try the whole case right now in a preliminary hearing. The way Utah works right now is they do this, and by the way, I think the defense really wanted this behind closed doors for obvious reasons, but the judge said this is going to be a public hearing, is to determine, is there enough probable cause to take this thing to trial? Should we even waste our time with the trial? Now, considering the way this case is unfolded, it may seem redundant or ridiculous or unnecessary, but procedure is procedure. It's called due process. This is due process. And this is where it may sound a little ridiculous, but the point is, the prosecution needs to show, hey, we have enough reason to go to trial. They're not going to give you every single piece of detail. They're not going to bring every witness. They're going to give just as much as they need to overcome this very low hurdle.
Right.
Get this thing now in front of a jury, and that's when they're going to come out with every single little detail.
And a part of that, by the way, would play directly into what Candace was saying. They would present as little as they need to, because they have to present that to the defense, and they don't want to tip their hand with the defense, right? And as we saw, everything they presented was given to the defense, which she claimed had not been.
Right. There is no secrets. It's discovery. You have to share these things. There's no surprises. But at the same time, it's not, I'm going to show you every little thing.
Right.
Before trial, obviously, and during trial, the defense is going to get to impeach the prosecution's witnesses, question their credibility, question where they got all of this. We're not there yet.
Yeah.
We're not doing this right now. And she's exploiting this idea that the prosecution is holding some back or not making their case in the most detail to go, see, it's a weak case.
Right.
I want to see the smoking gun now. You may want to see the smoking gun now, but they're waiting for the 12 jurors to give them every little piece of detail. That is something she's exploiting to go, well, if they're not showing it now, they must not have anything, or they're concocting something.
Right.
It's just, she got it exactly backwards.
There's only one surefire way to make mad gains, because a strict diet workout routine just isn't enough. If you want to truly level up, you're going to need my proprietary pump poppers.
Hey, Haas, what's proprietary about that?
You just got to trust me.
I don't, though, and they clearly shouldn't. That's why here at Foundation, we really only sell 2 supplements that you can consume. Foundation Daily, a daily multivitamin supplement. Every single ingredient listed at its clinically active dose, and you can go check out the lab certificates available upon request on the website. And Foundation Creatine. We sell Creavitalis, a patented German 99.9% pure form of creatine, the most studied kind with no fillers or additional bullcrap. Everything here is clinically proven to make your life better, unlike proprietary, what'd you call
Pump
it?
poppers.
Ah, what's in it?
I have a patent.
I bet it's crap. Go to foundationdaily.com. Get everything you need. Nothing you don't.
Proven science, zero secrets. That's your foundation. Visit foundationdaily.com today. Subscribe, save 40% off for life.
In the beginning, I did not take an hour and a half to just pull out of context clips with Andrew. I actually debated the substance of what's going on. You were an Army sniper?
I wasn't a sniper in the Army.
Okay.
And I never said that.
Sorry, your wife tweeted that you were an Army sniper.
Yeah, I don't know. Like 15 years ago, she said something.
Does it
She said
change
that
15 years later?
She said that it was colloquial. So
Army sniper is a colloquial term?
yeah, I was never an
Don't
Army
let her
sniper.
shift the
Okay.
burden here to
What
something
did
that
you do in
Rachel
the Army?
Wilson
Did you
tweeted
shoot
15 years
corrections?
ago.
Did you
She meant to
drop
say that
rifles in
he's
the
the
Army?
equivalent of an Army sniper. He's a very, very good shot.
I sit down with Erica for 4 hours under the assumption that she had some evidence, right? I'm like, this is why I did not engage in any like Erica, everyone's questioning what she's wearing and all this stuff. I was like, I'm going to wait here because I don't know, just it feels weird to think that did I think that some of her mannerisms were weird and stuff like that? Yeah, but that's
You
not-
actually did, by the way. You can
convince
bring up the
somebody of
clip where
weird
she talks about
mannerisms.
Erica's stylist.
And then-
Here's a clip of Candace doing just that.
I always try to stay away from the pettier things about Erica that don't register as right, but I just go, okay, it's a little too petty. People talk about her outfits, wearing the glitter pants and things like that. Yeah, it does kind of build a profile of somebody. I personally just say that I think her stylist is just deeply dislikes her, whoever it is, deeply.
Yeah.
Unlike everyone else, I don't talk about her outfits.
There is, however, tons of evidence that a leftist killed Charlie Kirk, just as Charlie feared they would. I believe Charlie Kirk, and I have the receipts. No, I didn't have a dream where he came to me and told me that the left killed him. No, he didn't come to me a dream and say, Candace Owens betrayed him. That never happened. In fact, I don't need dreams of any kind because I hold in my possession never before seen messages from Charlie Kirk to his security team on September 9th, 2025.
Oh.
I'm going to share the message with you today, which is the first time this information's ever been publicly revealed.
Oh.
On September 9th, Charlie's security team wrote to him, yes,
Spicy.
law enforcement has been fully supportive and agreed to a security plan and posture. Tomorrow's event will be covered by both my team and the campus PD. If additional support is required, patrol units will be available. I have 11 on site. Charlie responded with this, okay, great. Remind them that they are there for one person's security only, because I'm somewhat worried the left is trying to kill me. That was a message sent September 9th.
By the way, personal experience, 2 people have been
Whatever
in that
could
position. I
he
can tell you,
have
I've
meant
sent
by
very similar
that?
texts.
Well, I think he meant exactly
Gerald
what
confirmed
he said.
he's seen the text. It's real.
I am
get there
doing
from the
exactly what
inference.
the state did. I
Okay.
am looking at a piece of evidence and I am saying.
But you're not showing me how you get there
Can you
from
describe
the
to the audience what Rule
Yes.
1102
So
means?
this, just so everybody who's watching this at home understands what I'm saying, even if he doesn't. What Andrew is arguing is that I don't have the right to extrapolate from
Never
a
made that
fact
argument.
like
Just making it up. Just purely making it up. I'm asking based on
Andrew,
If she
based on
tries to
your-
say that Rule 1102 says hearsay is all admissible, or that it's all hearsay, that's a lie. And I'll
preliminary
show you.
examinations. The entire preliminary hearing that you just saw was on the basis of reliable hearsay. And what that means essentially
Not true.
is the people who are making the statements
check,
can just
extreme
say,
fact check, not true.
Patrick told me that he did this on
Not
Monday.
all
Patrick's
hearsay
not here,
is
and that
admissible,
is-
and
they can allow
not
that into the hearing.
everything
That's just
presented
it, because
was
it's
hearsay.
just meant to be probative. And so it's the state saying, here's what we have inferred. So you are allowed to take a piece of evidence and then you are allowed to infer off of that evidence, okay? Case in
Thing
point, that's a
nobody's
demonstration
disputing.
that's a demonstration of what I just did. I said the prints were the most degraded off of Tyler Robinson. And from that, what I am inferring is that it's plausible that Tyler Robinson was set up.
That doesn't.
Okay?
That's the point in contention.
That's not a point in contention. That's
the point in contention.
It's not a point in contention. If you're saying it's a
It
point,
is the point in contention.
It's not the point in contention. I'm telling you that was what the entire hearing allowed for. So the evidence that he is
Great, but
describing,
we're asking you
that
now.
he is using to argue his case, is all based on inference, not fact.
Not
Great.
true.
I actually, this is why I did not engage in any like Erica, everyone's questioning what she's wearing and all this stuff. I was like, I'm going to wait here because I don't know, just it feels weird. I always try to stay away from the pettier things about Erica that don't register as right, but I just go, okay, it's a little too petty. People talk about her outfits, wearing the glitter pants and things like that. Yeah, it does kind of build a profile of somebody. I personally just say that I think her stylist is just deeply dislikes her, whoever it is, deeply dislikes her.
I want to just directly ask you is, do you actually believe that anybody in TPUSA or Erica Kirk or Erica actually participated, had foreknowledge of, or facilitated the murder of Charlie Kirk.
I'm not going to get myself into a legal pickle here.
Oh my
Everything
God.
I said is on my podcast. I think
Guys, hey, if you're out there saying it's clear Erica or TPUSA did it, guess what?
if I
Candace won't say it.
I would seat them all.
So either she doesn't know or she's a coward and you need a better champion.
I would.
So all the people out there with YouTube channels, and it's done. It's done now. Your theories she won't back up because she says she won't get in a legal pickle. She doesn't have the courage that you do on your X profile or Instagram or YouTube channel with 50,000 subscribers. She won't do it. She won't do it. You need someone better.
These are all things that I'm not even disputing.
Okay, so we don't have to show it.
We never get to the thing that I am disputing.
Well, I was just providing an answer. We were coming back in from a break because you were talking about the text messages as something that you felt was concrete. So it was just my rebuttal to you that it's not concrete because they haven't had a chance to actually answer that, and she didn't even get to see your client's phone. So that's effectively.
So fingerprints aren't concrete because his weren't the most notable fingerprints. Okay? The text messages aren't concrete because they were taken from a cracked phone, even though the defense didn't dispute the authenticity. The father's admitting, when questioned, that his son did it and he advised him to speak to a youth pastor is not concrete because he didn't bring it forward and turn his
it's called
son in.
Losers. They may not be fabricated.
But none of those pieces of information, ultimately, the facts that matter in a case, are in dispute. Not even by Candace.
My position's always been clear. Of course conspiracies exist. Some of them have way better evidence than others. But I've seen them myself. I know conspiracy. In fact, the federal government has hundreds of thousands of laws about conspiracies. They see them everywhere. We both know this, right? That's never what the problem is. The problem is when you make claims outside of, well, wait a second. I'm just questioning evidence here. I'm just questioning what the state's case is here. I'm just asking questions. It's when you make claims outside of that, where you claim that there's good evidence or good standards you should believe because, and then it turns out that it's all nonsense or it's wackadoo stuff or it makes no sense. And when we have a chance to cross-examine your evidence that you've presented, I'm going to show a lot of that.
We all know that there are people who will agree with you. And by the way, PBD's crowd mostly thought you won. We'll bring up our own poll. But you know that there are people who will already agree with you no matter what, people who will agree with her no matter what. Then there are some who have ears to hear, eyes to see. How do you think that needle will be moved from today?
I think it's the beginning of a snowball effect.
Okay.
So now that she's been challenged, I think, and had to give an accounting for the evidence, did a very poor job, I think that more of them will feel compelled to do more of these debates, or at least I'm hoping so. And I think that that'll create the snowball effect. At least that's what I'm hoping. But ultimately, there wasn't a need to push back too much on too many things because she just admitted that she didn't have any evidence for anything.
Well,
so
that
where do you go from there? You're like, hey, do you have any evidence for that? And they're like, no. She went back on all of her claims, and so like, where do you go from there? In other words, there was nowhere I needed to go to demonstrate what it was that I was trying to demonstrate, which is that these people have lots and lots of claims, and the second they're confronted with them, they back off on all of them, every single time. Her sources. What a joke that was. My sources told me. My sources told me. Well, what validates your sources? The fact that I've released some, footage and stuff.
Yeah.
How would that validate your sources in these things? That makes no sense at all. These, I think ultimately, I'm sure that there's going to be some negative clips about me, especially pushed by the Owens people. But ultimately,
I'm going to do some negative clips on you, but that's just for funsies.
Yeah, of course. But ultimately, she didn't have anything. She had nothing. She literally had nothing. And so what made this an easy debate for me was that she didn't fucking have nothing. Like, what do you want me to do?
Hey, do you like what you saw? I don't know how because it's on YouTube and we have to cut all the good parts out. So you should tune in live weekdays at 11 a.m. Eastern on Rumble. We can still speak freely and even use words like and get and
so.
Whoa. You been here this whole time?
Yeah. Snuck in.